Hey there, everyone. Thanks for being here. This is the Discord class, Intro to Discord through Downers Grove Public Library. I'm going to give it just a minute before we start. Just wait for any stragglers. I do also want to say, feel free to use video if you want, no pressure to. There's no, it does help if you have questions or need to give me feedback, but really no necessity for that. Let's see.
Couple minutes. 1 minute.
All right, we'll just give it one more minute. And we'll jump right in. Okay. Let's go right ahead then. So once again, my name is Andrew in the IT department at the Downers Grove Public Library. The class you're in right now is Introduction to Discord. And just as a little kind of informal survey, has anyone here used Discord before? You could just type in the chat if that applies to you, or give me a thumbs up or something like that. I'm guessing a lot of people will be new, so great. Okay, we've got one person. Cool. Two. Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. So Discord, if you're not familiar, if this is just all completely new to you, it's a free communications platform. It's been around since about 2015 or so. It's got all kinds of features that you might expect from a communication social medium, like instant messaging. We've got voice over internet phone. You've got video calling, all those good things that help you stay connected with people. Discord can help facilitate. I also think it is an app, yeah. To Chris, who commented, you can download it from the App Store if you have an iOS device. So iPhone or iPad, you can go into the App Store and download it. If you're an Android user, you could go to the Google Play Store and find the app there. And if you're just planning on using it on your computer, which is what I would recommend for new users, any computer user, Windows, Mac, or Linux, you can just go to www.discord.com/register. I'll put that in the chat. And you can sign up for an account there and download the desktop version of the software. No need to do that right as we're going through this. You'll all get the recording of the class in case you'd like to go through it later. But in addition, you don't even need to download it or run it as an application. You could just go in your web browser to discord.com and log in there and use it as browser software. So lots of ways, lots of different devices you can get it on and ways you can use it. But just to move forward, if you've used any software like Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, Skype over the last year or longer, then you probably will find something useful in Discord. You'll find something likely that these other social media, other apps don't really offer in the same way. So we'll get into that in just a moment. And the first thing we're going to do, I'll share my screen here. So this is the login screen for Discord. I'm just going to go ahead and log in. This is what you'll see when you get on for the first time, something roughly like this. A couple different areas to be aware of. On the left, we've got our server menu. There's the home button, which takes us back to this screen. And there's all the servers that you become a part of. A server is sort of a group, a page that you create for your group or community. And you know, however you want that to be, if you would like to make a Discord server for your immediate family or extended family, a group of friends, a club, a community group, all of these groups are, you know, you can probably find some excellent use for Discord with. So, like I said, the server menu, we've got our list of direct messages over here. Right now, I just made a new user account. So you should see something pretty similar. There won't be any users here yet. But once we start connecting with people, this is where you would start a direct message with somebody if you wanted to. And then here is how you can add other users as friends. I do want to point out right from the start that Discord is not like a lot of other social media in that having users as friends is really critical. To the contrary, you don't need to be friends with all the users that you interact with on a server. You can still connect with them on that server, chat with them, join voice. It's not super necessary to add them as friends, but if you'd like to facilitate setting up direct messages with them, or if you'd like to invite them to other servers, it can be recommended. And then next over here, we've got the activity panel. This just shows what users among your friends are active and online right now. It'll also show if there's any that are idle, might be logged in and have their computer open, but they haven't looked at Discord in a little bit. So that can be useful. It's a lot like another instant messenger app that you might be familiar with, Facebook Messenger, Skype, things like that. Some of them I already mentioned. So the very first thing we're going to do upon logging in, I'd like to walk you through creating your very own first Discord server. For a couple of you, this might be familiar territory, but hopefully there will be some settings in here that I'll go over that might show you some different side of it. But what we'll do is on the left sidebar, when you're logged in, you want to click this plus icon. That'll prompt you to add a server. It'll show you a few different templates for creating a server. Like I said, different kinds of communities can be organized using Discord. And some suggestions, there's friend groups, study groups, clubs, local community. These templates, we're not going to be using. Anything that they add, we can create custom on our own. So you'll just want to click create my own. And here again, they're going to prompt you with some suggestions for what the server will be used for. We can just skip that. So now it's going to ask us for the server name and to upload a photo for the icon. These can always be changed later. You don't need to write this in stone right now if you don't have a photo handy or don't know exactly what you call it. I'll just leave this as is. This is my account name. It will show your name's server. So I'm going to create this server. And right off the bat, Discord, it has a lot of features to make using the software really user-friendly. It'll come up with some tips and suggestions for getting set up with the server. I'm just going to kind of go through in a more orderly way and show you some of the basic features. So first thing, now that we've created a server, I want to show you how to invite people to it. So upward in the upper left where you have the name of the server, this is a drop-down menu with all the server settings.
We do have a chat.
Oh, yes.
They want to know, how do you get a pic in there?
Okay, yeah. So I would say for this step, just skip adding a photo. I'll go into that right now, actually. So just skip the photo, just set a name for it and create the server. And that'll be in the next page we get into. Let me just, yeah.
Another one.
Another comment. Yeah.
Can Discord be used like a Zoom meeting with friends?
Absolutely, yeah. So Discord, I'll show you how to set up a group call with it where you can add video. We'll be getting into that pretty shortly. But the short answer is yes, definitely. And well, I'll add a little more commentary on that, but I'll save it for a few minutes from now. But yes, great question. And the answer is yes. Okay, so once we've created a server, here's how you're going to invite your friends and family to it, whoever you want to be a part of it. You click the server menu and then just go to invite people. It'll give you a link. This is, if you don't have any friends on your Discord account right now, this is how you're going to get people to join the server. So it'll create this link for you. You just click the copy button, copies it to your clipboard, and then you can paste that in an email, however you want to send it to them. And there's a couple other customizations we can do for this. So by default, all these links for invitations expire within 1 day as a security feature. If you want it to never expire, just tick this box. Anyone with that link would be able to, at any point in the future, join your server. You can also click the little gear icon down here. And you can customize how long it'll take before it expires. So if a day isn't right, you can tweak that a little bit, or set a maximum number of uses. So, you can make it never expire, but make it just a one-use link. That can be useful depending. But this link is what you'll need to send anybody that you'd like to have added to the server. When they follow that link, they'll get prompted to create a Discord account if they don't already have one. So it's a pretty smooth experience for those other users. But just be aware of that. Okay, so next, we'll go into a couple other settings here. By default, it's going to give you one text channel and one voice channel. You can add more if you want, especially if you'd like to divide conversations into different topics. So, for example, I started a movie night server with some of my friends, and we found that we needed a more orderly place to keep our movie suggestions. You're talking about movies, you come up with another thing you want to watch. So we just created another chat, and we only pasted in or typed in the names of movies that we wanted to watch to that one. So I'll show you how to create another text channel. We'll just go up here to the little plus sign next to where it says text channels. Click plus, and then we create a name for it. So let's see, that'll be the general channel, and then this one will be TV discussion. So that's it. You can click between these to see the different conversations. So I'll just show you what messaging looks like. When you're in a text channel, you just go down to this text bar right here. You start typing in your note and hit enter. And every other user will see it instantly on their screen. So, it's basically, it's an instant messenger right here. This is visible to anybody on the server. So anyone in this server can participate in the ongoing conversation. Let's say, so that's the general chat. Let's say I jump over to TV discussion. I'll say, loved Bob's Burgers this week. Somebody else will, jump on and we'll start discussing it. So that's how a text channel works. Pretty simple. There's not a lot of customization you need to do. If you do want to create other channels, you have this plus icon here. And then the next thing is the voice call. So I am going to mute myself on this because I don't know what will happen when I'm on a Zoom and Discord. But all you need to do to add yourself to a voice call is click where it says general. That's by default your channel name for voice. So click general, and you'll notice a couple things happen here. The first is that my username shows up, an icon shows up under general. So you'll see all users that are on the voice chat pop up right down here. I'll also notice that it says voice connected right above my username. So it's showing that right now I'm muted, but as I'm talking, anybody on this voice channel would be able to hear me and communicate with me. So that's really it as far as joining a voice channel. It's going to use your computer or your device's default speaker and microphone settings. Your computer should already be, especially if you're on Zoom right now, your computer should already be set up with the proper configuration. I can go into changing that if you need to in a little bit. But now that we're on voice, there's a couple other things we can do. So for example, somebody in chat mentioned sort of operating this as a Zoom call with everybody has their own screen and you can video chat. All you need to do is go under where it says voice connected, hit video, a little tag pops up saying turn on camera. So you click that. This might be kind of weird. You click that and it's going to start pulling video from your, if you have a laptop with an integrated camera, if you have a separate device set up as a webcam, it'll use that. And I think this is behaving kind of weird right now because I'm using my camera for another application. So I'm going to turn that off. And then you kind of get the gist right here. Other users will show up in this area with their own screen. And just like Zoom, you know, you can organize those how you want, put the focus on whoever's speaking, or change it to the grid with all the different little boxes. And then, so while we're on video right here, you can also pop back over to one of our text channels. Just type in those text channels. You'll still be on video, still be connected to voice, but you can use this area as a chat. And then we pop back over here, still on video. So that's one thing. And yeah, if your aim for Discord is to use it a lot like Zoom, then this has basically all the same features. One other thing we can do is stream or share our screen. So if we click this screen button down here where the tag says share your screen, just click that and it'll give you options for an application to share. So if you want the boundary of the screen share to just be the frame of that program and nothing else, you know, I could set it to Discord only, for example. You know, you can change what channel it would be shared to if you wanted, and then click go live. That's all there is to it. There's also, if we go back here, when you're opening the option to share your screen, you can share an application or the entire screen. So if you want to see exactly, you know, what I'm seeing on my screen, I would just go to screen 1 here. And then that would all be visible to anybody else on that voice channel.
We have a question. Is there a time limit on a video call?
That's the other wonderful thing. There is not. So I know Zoom has a 40-minute limit unless you have a Zoom Pro account. That's not the case with Discord. You have as much time as you want for video calls.
And how many people can get on a video call?
It's a great question. I might need to look that up.
Well, I can look it up for you.
Okay. Thanks, Jeannie. Yeah, I believe the limit is it's pretty flexible. For some reason, 20 comes to mind. It might be more than that. I think in the last year, with so many more people using Discord, they increased it. I'm not sure if that's permanent or what the deal is, but yeah, great
5,000 users?
5,000. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You can see up to 9 of your friends at a time.
Really?
yep, 9 on video, up to 5,000 users. So
Yes.
great to know. I should have known that actually, because over last summer, I actually participated in like a seminar series over Discord. And it was completely run through Discord. The organizers set up a server specific for that seminar, and there were voice channels and chats specific for each class that was being presented, which was pretty neat. And you know, to my knowledge, they did that completely for free. You know, through from the software end, of course. So, uh, so yeah, can accommodate a lot of people, a lot of time on calls. I love it. Okay, so
We have
let's
another
see.
question, and you already answered this, but can people without a login join the video call? Can they join with just the link?
That's a great question, and the answer to that is no. You do need to create a Discord account. So that will be an extra step for some people. I mean, Zoom, of course, you can join by calling a number. You can join with a link. And Discord, you still need to have an account. So it's not quite that easy, but once you have an account, it's really easy. And if there's any group that you're trying to organize on video call with Discord, I would just let them know that once they create the account, the free account once, then that's kind of the extent of it. Yeah, but good question. Thank you.
And it says the people who want to video with must also log in. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. If you use it, you have to have an account.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay.
And just to clarify, in chat, someone said, can people without a login join the video call? Can they join with just the link? Yeah. That link to join the server is how they can, once they have an account, join the server. It doesn't take them directly into a call though. They join the server and then they have to jump on voice over here. Let's see. So, oh, I also wanted to say, it might seem kind of minor, but because the voice channel is open to any member of a server at any time, it kind of lends itself to a different use than a Zoom call would. A Zoom call, you send out a link, there's a scheduled time for it, the organizer lets you into the room, and then when everybody leaves, the call's over, and that's it. With Discord though, anybody on a server can join voice at any time. So, just to use another personal anecdote, a server that I'm on with some of my friends I play video games with, if someone has a few minutes free, they'll just jump on voice. Somebody else might notice that that someone else is hanging out in the voice channel, and they'll get on. And then with really little to no prior planning, you can fairly easily snowball that to a decent conversation with a handful of people. So That's the kind of interesting thing. It's also, I have a Discord server with my immediate family. Um, you know, we'll say, you know, we're all in different parts of the country. We'll want to be on a call together, but you know, if you want to do that through your phone, you kind of have to dial one person and then add somebody else to the call. With Discord, everybody just gets on when they're able. They leave when they need to. It makes for kind of an interesting open house sort of dynamic. So just one thing I've noticed from using Discord a lot, it's it's interesting in that regard. Okay, so let's see. We've gone over sharing screen, video, voice calls, text chat in the channel. One other thing real quick, I'll show you how to leave a voice channel so you don't leave it connected. You just mouse over this little phone icon with the X. The tag will say disconnect. Just click that. You'll hear a sound and you'll no longer see your username under that voice channel. It'll also show as disconnected in this area. So easy as that. We join the voice channel. Now we disconnected. Okay, so I wanted to go into a few server settings. So someone had asked about customizing the photo after the server's been created. Let's see. Okay, I see in chat also someone's asking, how do you monitor text chat? I'm concerned for some inappropriate content within my group. There's a couple ways of doing that. You can, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I'll show you where I got there. The first step, and I think the simplest, is to just be aware of who you're admitting to the server. There are people who run large public Discord servers. If we have a little time later, I might show you kind of what one of those would look like. It takes a lot of work though to moderate, of course, and it takes a lot of additional technical skill. I would say to primarily just keep the scope of your server within friends or friends of friends. That's the easiest way to ensure that just by extending those invitations to people that you know and trust, that the content in your server will be, you know, appropriate and things that you want to see. That's the first step. The second is if you go into your server menu here, we'll go down to server settings. There will be an option for moderation. And there's degrees of moderation that we can opt in for. So by default, there will be no particular moderation happening. At the highest, you have to have a verified phone connected to your Discord, which is going to deter some silly business. Yeah, the higher levels, basically these make it so that someone can't spam, you know, your Discord server if they did come by a link. Generally, that's not really going to happen though, especially if you keep it to, people that you know personally. And there's some other options like you can set your server to scan media content, so any photos and things like that that are uploaded. Discord has kind of an automatic scan that will check for viruses, check for inappropriate content, things like that. So those are just a couple of additional tools.
We have a question.
Yeah.
Chat alerts on your phone like texts or WhatsApp?
Absolutely. And it may vary how you want to handle this. If you've got a server of, even a moderate sized server of 5 people, getting text notifications for every new message might feel like too much. But what you can do is, I think it's on your phone. You go to the server menu, which is, it looks a little different on phones, but it's going to be in roughly the same area here. There will be an option for notification settings. Yeah, just I think by default this should be the case, but make sure that mobile push notifications is switched on. So that will give you a new ping every time there's a message. Some of those settings might also be in your phone settings. So like in iOS, if you go to the settings app and into, I think, general and notifications, there'll be, you'll have your own settings there for the phone to emphasize or suppress Discord notifications. But yeah, that's a great question. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to go over some other server settings. So again, we'll go to the server menu, and you can click, we'll start here. This is a simple one, change nickname. So, by default, your name on the server will show up as whatever your account name is. But, if you'd like to change that to your name or something else, you could just type that in and click save. And then everywhere my name would show up, it'll show my nickname instead on this server. Note that somebody could still look at your profile and see what the official account name is. So it doesn't completely hide it. It just makes it a little clearer who's saying what, which can be handy. Next, in the server menu, if we go to server settings, there's a couple neat ones that I want to point out. First is under, we'll start here, overview. So if you did want to upload a new image for your server, and you can do this at any time, just mouse over here and click change icon or upload image. Either of those works. The server name can be changed. Just some general settings there. Next, we'll go to roles. So roles is kind of neat. You can create a different list of roles for the server. So if you did have someone that you wanted to elevate as a server moderator, you could create a specific tier of user for them. You can also, like, again, I did this with my family. Actually, this was a different server. But I created a role for my family and a role for my cousin's family so that you can send an alert to everyone of that role. So, I would just go into after creating that role, I could go into the chat and say, hey, Johnson's, you know, we're having game night at 8, whatever, and it would ping only those users. So that's something kind of neat that you can do. Again, that's in server roles. All you need to do is click create role here. We'll set a name for it. Do like friends from work. So you could have different categories of users. You can set a color for that, so their name would show up in that color. You can also, for different roles of users, limit what they're able to do on the server if you wanted. So if you want to block off other users from creating invitations, you can do that. Again, you can also give other user roles certain permissions, like manage server, to give them the power to change the server name and things like that. I'll hit save changes. Okay, so that's roles. We'll go to emoji. So by default, you've got the basic list of emoji. If you do want to create any of your own that you can use as reactions or as your own little pictures for the server, you can upload them here. It's just got to be something that will show up appropriately at a smaller size. So something to keep in mind. But then once you add an emoji, you just go to this menu here with the little face, and it'll show emoji that have been added for each server, and then, you know, onto the basic ones here. Okay, so that's, you know, just a little extra fun thing that you can do. Down under user management, we'll go to members. From here, you can assign roles to users. So you can also change some of the settings for that user. So like, let's say I want to look at only users in this role. I go to friends from work. There's nobody in here right now because it's just me, but that's how you could view different user roles. So let's see. Okay. So at this point, I just want to pause briefly and see if there are any other questions on anything I've gone over thus far. Okay, feel free to message the chat if you have any questions. So next step, we'll go into, now that we've gone over the practical.
We have a question.
Oh, sure. Wonderful.
Can you kick people out of the group?
You can. Yep. So let's see, we'll go to server settings and members, and it won't give me the option to do this to myself, but you just go to the 3 dots right here, and there will be an option to kick that user. So there's a couple different things you can do. You can kick them, which means they're no longer a member. It doesn't technically stop them from rejoining if they did find another link or get another invite. There's also banning. You can ban a user, and that means that with that, and right down here is where you can see banned users. So this is neat because it doesn't just ban that account, it bans that IP address. So there are still ways around that, unfortunately, but anybody who you just really need to not have on this server, they won't even be able to create a new account to join because their IP would be banned. So that's an option. And again, you know, my use of Discord has been almost 100% just among friends and family. So that's never been necessary for me to do, but it is possible. It's an option you have.
We have another question.
And yeah, someone else is saying, do you have to do all that just to meet with friends? Absolutely not. You do not at all. All you need to do to meet with friends, just create a server and invite them. All we need to do here is just create that server, skip, I'll say create. So here's our server, and then I go to invite people, copy that link, you know, put it over in an e-blast, an email out to those friends, and that's it. Once they sign up, they're on the server. From that point, you can just jump on voice and you know, connect with them, get on video if you want. So that is a good question. I'm going into some of the greater nuance of using Discord at this point, but you definitely don't need to customize anything more than that. If you just want this platform to be able to call people or get on video, you know, as an alternative to Skype or the 40-minute limit on Zoom or what have you, that's all you need to do. Yeah, just thanks for asking. I do want to clarify that. Okay. So beyond that, I mentioned adding a friend on Discord that you'd be able to see from your home screen. Again, the easiest way to do this is if you go to your home screen with this icon and then type in the username and the 4-digit key for their user. All users are assigned this when they create an account. And you can see your own right down here. So if someone asks, you know, hey, how can I add you as a friend? All you need to do is click this, and then you have them paste it in here. I don't think it'll let me because I'm trying to paste my own name. Oh, there we go. So yeah, just add the username, a hash sign, and then the 4-digit user key, and then hit send friend request. That's it. Also, wherever you see their name, you know, say, you know, we see them in a chat server here, you can right click their name and it'll give you the option to add as a friend right from that. So that's another option.
You have a question? When you invite people, how do you send them the link? Which?
Yeah, so I've gone over how you create the link. I've now copied this to my clipboard. And for example, you know, this is just one way, but I'll go over to Zoom. I can just paste it right into the chat. If I were to send this, any of you would be able to click that and join the server. So yeah, good question. It does require some other, something else like an email or you know, a text or something. You just send them this link and they'll be able to join. But that's up to you how you get that to them. Okay, let's see. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to show you how to customize your own account. I mentioned that I would touch on this a little earlier. So once again, in case you didn't see that, I went down to my account panel right down here. You just click the gear for user settings. And once again, there's a lot of settings in here, and we don't need to touch most of these. But for example, just a few fun ones off the top of my head. There's change avatar. So you can upload a little picture of yourself or something fun, just to identify you a little bit better than the Discord logo. That's in the My Account tab, right up at the top here. Just hover over the icon and click Change Avatar. You can also, of course, from this page, change your password, change your email. You can also change your username, which is kind of neat. A lot of services, a lot of social media don't let you change that once you've created it, but Discord does. Next, if we go to privacy and safety, this is just more of those moderation settings that I was showing you earlier. But it allows you to block friend requests or block direct messages. Just things like that. By default, these settings allow you a pretty solid level of personal security. But I guess since we're in this tab, this doesn't pertain directly to the settings, but you know, just a couple rules of thumb of internet use. And even if you are just using Discord with family or close friends, I still recommend keeping these in mind because you are on the internet. Just for one, be careful with the personal information that you give out. And for another, any other server that you join, keep an eye out for badges on the server that indicate that they are a well-moderated server and an official server. So for example, we're seeing this little green checkmark badge next to the server name that indicates that it's verified through Discord. So, you know, Discord has approved it. It's a larger community. We see all these larger servers, like some of these have 500,000 users, but we can still expect a pretty high level of moderation and security in these. Here again, the blue icon shows that it's a Discord partner, so they've also, that indicates that Discord's taken a direct interest in this server, and they're supporting it with you know, certain resources and moderation tools. So I'm going to jump back to the user settings. Let's see, a couple others. If you're finding that you're having trouble hearing people or being heard on voice chat, you can go to voice and video. That's about midway down the list here. This allows you to change your input device or your output device. Input being your microphone and output being your speakers. So if you did want to switch to a different speaker setup, you can. You can also test your microphone here. you can also lower your volume if your mic is picking you up a little hot and you want it to be a little quieter for other users. And then, of course, not just the microphone and speakers, but your camera as well. If you have different cameras connected, you can choose from among those to use. I will also say, if you scroll down in the user settings, this is how you'll log out. So if you share a computer with another Discord user, you can just go to log out at the bottom of this list. Sorry, I just had to mute myself for an announcement in the building, but okay. So if you're using Discord on a public computer, or if you're using it on a computer you share with another user, you can go in your settings to this log out option at the bottom here. That'll show up in red. So just to make sure that nobody else can access your account while you're away. Let's see. I just want to touch on this briefly. Not that I don't encourage it, but there is, a pretty wide world of Discord servers and different communities out there. Discord was originally introduced for gamers to connect while playing a game together. So a lot of the public servers you'll find will be about different video games. You can, of course, find different interest group servers. Like I'll go to Explore, which is this compass icon down here in our server list. We can browse different categories, like I'll go into science and technology. And let's see. So like, for example, here's a server that's entirely about the NVIDIA graphics cards. And here's one for PC building. So, there are fan communities, enthusiast communities out there. Again, just use your best sense if you do participate in any other Discord server, any public server like this. I'm gonna pop in here just briefly and see what that's like. So when we click on it, it doesn't join automatically. It just shows you what it looks like, and you don't need to join if you don't want. But this is what a very heavily used populated server will look like. They'll have a lot of different categories for text channels. They'll have so here's what a longer conversation would look like, for example. You can also see a lot of users on voice chat. Looks to be some kind of gathering right now. So that's just an example. We're not going to join this. So that's just sort of to hint at what's out there. And again, like my use of Discord has been entirely with people I know personally, and that's been more than fulfilling. But just to know that there are other options out there if that interests you. And I think one of the last topics I want to cover briefly are bots. This is also not something that you strictly need for your server. if you're just looking to use this as kind of a replacement for Zoom, I wouldn't recommend getting into this, but bots are AI scripts that you can have manage certain automated tasks. So, you know, again, for a personal anecdote, I had a movie night server. I added a bot to it to track a list of movies that we've posted. At some point, just posting them in the text channel wasn't sufficient, and so to track them, I installed a bot that that I found through the Discord website, and it's been working great. We just give it a command like add such and such movie to the list. It takes that down, and then we can give it a command like show movie list, and it'll pop up all the movies that we've been recording. That's definitely, if you want to take your Discord experience to the nth degree, you can look into bots. There's a link for accessing the Discord database of bots in the study guide that'll be going out to you. So I won't say too much more about that, but basically a bot, it's a user that you invite to your server, just performs this automated function. There's no person behind it, it's just the AI. So that's something kind of neat that you can use if that interests you. Okay, so we're about at the end of our time. So just to bring it right back around, Discord, packed with all kinds of communication features. We've got instant messaging, voice chat, video chat. You can share your screen with it. All kinds of great features for staying connected with people. All you need is a server, which you can create in under 10 seconds, and an account. So can't recommend it enough. This has really been a lifesaver for me in recent months. And yeah, I think I'm a big advocate for Discord in that regard.
Okay, we have 2 questions. Are there any guides or instruction manuals that you recommend for Discord? I'm looking for instructions about the video meetings.
So there is a link for the Discord Help Center. I would check there and just type in a couple terms like video meetings, something like that. There might be an article on it, and you can find that. Again, there's a link for this in the study guide, but you'll be able to find that at support.discord.com. And what I would also recommend just personally is, and you know, you're depending on the number of people you want involved in this, your mileage may vary a little bit. But I would say if you're going to be facilitating the meeting, just create your own server. You know, get that invite people link. If it's going to be in a business or professional setting, go to link settings. You can cap the number of uses to the number of people in your meeting group. And then you can limit it, the expiration, you know, maybe say never expire, but only 10 uses. So we'll hit generate a new link, got it copied, and then you can put that in an email to your colleagues. You know, again, outside of professional settings, if it's a book club or something like that, same advice applies. Just create this invite to send out to them. And from there, once you can get them to join the server, it'll be pretty easy to, using text chat or your voice channel if they stumble into that, to give them instructions on what to do next. So as long as you can just get them from point A to B, you can get them to C, and so on. So, and just a really quick run through of that again. Click General to join the voice, and then click Video, and that'll turn on your camera. It'll add you to the voice call. So really few steps involved in that process. If you're able to get on, but the others on the call aren't, you can also always share your screen. Just show them what you're doing to get there, since that's built into it.
We have some other questions. It says, where can I find the recording for this? We're going to send it out. It'll be rough, but we'll send it out, and there will be a recording that our media person does, and he'll have a clean recording and probably put it up on our YouTube site, but we'll send you a rough recording after the class. Any plans to make a Discord server for the library? It would be great to stay connected with GGPL community.
That's an interesting suggestion, and I would probably have to run that by somebody, but yeah, interesting idea. I could look into that.
And also, can we post a link on social media like Twitter?
Yeah, that's another good question, and I'm glad you asked. If you want to make a Discord server that will be open to the public, and by public, I do mean anybody and any anonymous person, because you don't need to use your name when you're creating a Discord server. Don't post that link publicly. I think you probably want to have some control over who joins your server, and in case a number of people use it in the space of a day, or spammers get on, you always have the ability to kick people, but that's more effort than you want to put into it. Yeah, great question. Some people do make public Discord servers for a community that they want to manage. Maybe it's around a certain interest or activity or hobby. You can make a public server, but that's a lot of work to moderate. So.
Okay, we have another question. I'm trying to create a private group and nervous about who joins, especially if they share the link with others, trying to avoid bad members.
Yeah, and I don't want to scare anybody too much, especially with my last answer. I would urge caution, but at the end of the day, you as the server creator have a lot of control over this. I think the starting point is just consider who exactly you want to have participate in this server. If you can come up with a specific list of friends or family or acquaintances or colleagues, that's great. That's your starting point. And then from there, when you go to invite people, let's see. Just modify your link however you need to set a limit to the, to how long it'll take before it expires. One thing you can do is set it to 30 minutes and one use if you want to be really careful, and then generate that link. We can send this link each send a different link each time to a different person directly if you want, and that'll enable them and only them to join, and only within those 30 minutes if you want. So that's the second step, just to be careful with your invite link settings. And then the third step, and this is more big picture, in the server settings, go to, let's see, go to roles. By default, it'll show everyone. So these are the abilities that anyone on the server would have. Scroll down and just switch create invite off, and then save that change. That means that only you will have the ability to invite people. So, if you're anxious about who joins, again, just send them the steps directly. Be careful with that link, and not careful, but be aware of the settings that you apply to the link, number of uses, expiration time, etc. And then go in your server settings and just make it so that other people can't invite. Once again, that's from the top, server settings, roles, and then we'll scroll down to create invite, so nobody else would be able to create invitations. And then if it really comes down to it, you as server creator retain the ability to remove members or to ban users if it comes to it. So hope that answers that question.
We have another chat
Wonderful.
question. Oh, no, perfect. I was very helpful when planning my discussion group. Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Happy to help. Okay, so we're a little over our time, so I think we'll end there. But once again, thank you all for being part of this class. This is the first time we're offering Intro to Discord at the Downers Grove Public Library. Really excited to share this software with all of you. And thanks for taking a look into it, even sight unseen like this in many of your cases. All right, so we're going to end the session there. Thank you all. Have a great day.